Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the third and final installment of Basically Reeby.
Spooky October podcast, number 2.
3.
3.
We've already done 2. First one consisting of Lechusa and some scary urban legends, and the second one consisting of cemeteries.
And the kukui.
Ooh, and the kukui.
I think it was backwards. No, that was right. That's right.
Yeah. So, we're here on our third and final installment. What are we going to be talking about today?
Dreams. My personal dreams that are kind of creepy, kind of coincidental.
Prophetic?
Prophetic?
Prophecy?
Prophetic?
Future telling? Whatever the fancy word is there.
Spooky and personal family stories. Just a few.
Mostly yours, I assume.
Yeah, unless your family has them. We're going to be doing some Halloween Madlibs.
Do love me some Madlibs.
And our urban legend today is the Donkey Lady of San Antonio.
Curious to hear about that one. I've always kind of heard it. I just don't know anything about it.
I don't either. Well, I didn't either until I did some research.
So, Gracie, tell me what you're wearing today.
What is this?
SpongeBob. The big square sponge that's yellow.
SpongeBob and Patrick t-shirt with a Batman mask. I am Batgirl under the water. Under the sea.
So, like Aquaman and Batgirl are having a combined mission going today, I guess.
Yes. And you are?
I am currently wearing a Pikachu hat that I stole from my child because it's cute and it makes it fun.
Yeah. Wait, where's my pen?
I don't know.
So, in order to do these Madlibs, I have to go on my phone.
Ooh, we starting off with Madlibs?
Yeah, that's what we do. We start with the game first.
Okay. So who's first, me or you?
So let's
Or is it just me?
Should we just each do our own little, like the first one is a holiday. Let's just do Halloween because, it fits the...
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day. No, let's do Halloween. Damn. Halloween. Okay, so now we need a noun.
Noun is a person, place, or thing.
Yes.
I'm going to say poop.
Poop? Already? Already with the okay. Place.
Transylvania.
Transylvania.
I feel this is more me than a team effort.
Okay. I'll do the next one. Person. Pikachu.
Okay.
Pikachu. Adjective.
Something that describes something.
Yeah. I was gonna say something like... okay.
Green.
Green. Okay. Green. Body part.
Weenus.
Weenus. Weenus. Verb.
Jumping jacks. Is that a verb? Yeah, it's a verb.
Doing jumping jacks? This is a long one. Adjective and a noun.
Square and a noun.
Noun. Candy?
Okay.
I'm going to try to make it fit. Food.
Food. Churro.
A churro. Man, this is long. Plural noun.
Monkeys.
Monkeys. Famous person.
John Wayne.
A noun.
Fan.
Because you're hot in this closet?
Because I'm looking at a fan.
Oh, I lost my place. Food? 2 foods.
2 foods. Enchiladas and pizza.
You're hungry too. Number and a verb.
Number 11. Verb.
Yeah.
Swim.
Swim. Okay. Wait, what was that last one?
A verb.
Family member and food.
Boston.
Like mom, dad.
Oh. Son.
Son. And now food.
Another food?
Yeah.
Pho. Pho.
Pho. I'm gonna call it pho because I don't like saying pho because it sounds like a bad word.
What bad word?
Body part. We have a couple more. Body part.
Ankle.
Number.
2,105.
Really? Okay. Adjective.
Slimy.
And plural noun.
Chickens.
Last one. Holiday.
Arbor Day.
What's with you and Arbor Day?
I don't know.
Okay, let's see if I can get this without mixing it up.
You didn't give me my Halloween one, so.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Let's see if I can get this. I can't believe it's already Halloween. I can't wait to put on my poop and visit every Transylvania in my neighborhood. This year, I am going to dress up as a Pikachu. Ooh, fitting.
That does work. Hey.
With green weenus. Before I do jumping jacks, I make sure to grab my square candy to hold all of my churros. Finally, all of my monkeys are ready to go. When John Wayne enters the door, I say, fan or treat? What? Yum. I got a enchilada and a pizza. Whoa, that sounds great.
That's a great combination.
We visit 11 houses and decide it's time to swim home. They got in a flood. You said son, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wrote S-U-N. I was a little confused. My son says if I eat too much pho, my ankle will hurt. So I'll eat just 2,105 pieces and go straight to bed. I hope I'll have slimy dreams of chicken tonight.
Chickens.
Happy Arbor Day. That was great.
That was a little goofy.
A little bit, yes. Okay. I'm hot. It is extra we should put the AC on. It is extra
There's no
sweaty.
vent in here, so I don't think it will.
Sweaty in here today.
Sweaty.
Okay. So let's get to these weird dreams.
Ooh, I have plenty.
Do you?
Not at all.
You don't have any dreams. You
I
don't
forget
ever really dream, though.
I dream. I just forget them when I wake up, and I just have vague memories of, like, I think I dreamt about that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's just say it.
You're crazy?
I am not crazy, but I am sensitive, I would say, to... I hate the word vibes because I feel like it's used all the dang time. But I feel like I'm sensitive to vibes and...
Auras, if you will.
Auras and what's the other word? Energies. That's a good one.
I love how you're saying that you can do this, but you have to put the emphasis
Energies.
of making it funny and non-serious.
I know, because I scare myself sometimes by doing all of this. Like, one time we went to... You are sweating like crazy there. One time we went to the Minger Hotel.
Oh, that was creepy.
And we were just in the lobby. We just went to the lobby. And I just... I got really sweaty, and I saw the floor move up and then spin. I don't know. I wasn't drinking, because I know that's what you were gonna say. I was not drinking. I was not on any paraphernalia. That's the word, right?
Well, I mean, the drugs are the word. Drugs,
I was
paraphernalia.
not on anything like that. Not that I ever did anything like that, but so it just, I don't know.
To be fair, that place was just a bad feeling altogether.
The Minger Hotel is pretty...
For those of you who don't know,
haunted.
it's one of the most haunted places in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Old hotel. Very...
Yeah.
You see Teddy Roosevelt, though. His ghost there.
Remember when we were upstairs?
At the bar.
At that bar? We were upstairs and we were like, Teddy, where are you?
So one of the leading thing is, if you go to the bar at the Minger Hotel, that's where people constantly see...
They see
Teddy Roosevelt. This is the stories.
Yeah.
So we were trying to have some drinks with Teddy. He never showed. I was kind of disappointed.
I know. I was ready for him, too. I was like, hey, Teddy, what's up? So anyways, when it comes to my dreams, they're very vivid. Like, they feel real. And, like, I have these dreams to where, not really recently, but as I was growing up, I had these dreams to where, like, I would get stabbed, and I'd actually feel that pain. So I know what it feels like to get stabbed. Just saying.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm. No, but I feel that pain, like, it actually hurts. And I've been shot in my dreams before. I have some violent dreams.
You really do.
So when I was little, like, I kind of learned how to control my dreams. I sound crazy. I sound like batshit crazy right now.
No. This is totally normal. Continue.
I'm so embarrassed. I learned to control my dreams. So, like, I remember I was like Lexi's age, was probably like 8.
7 or 8.
7 or 8, and I would sit outside on the swing set. I'm such an idiot. I would sit outside on the swing set.
In the dream?
No, in real life.
Ah.
And I would tell myself, tonight, when I go to sleep, I'm going to dream about this. I'm going to dream about being on the swing and swinging. And then, like, I would go to bed that night, and I would have that exact same dream and be like, oh my god, I did it!
Oh, it gets better.
No, for real. Like, I would do that. And
I believe you.
You know, I learned, which I think is pretty good for me, is I learned to understand when, like, know when I'm dreaming. And I feel like if you can do that, like, you can control your dreams. So, like, when I dream, it's not so, like, when I'm in a scary dream, I feel like I can not be so scared if I realize, okay, I'm just dreaming, kind of thing. You're jealous. You wish you could do what I can do.
I like sleepless nights, so I'm good.
Okay, but for somebody who
nights.
has dreams that I can literally feel Freddy Krueger scratch my skin, okay, I need to learn how to control those dreams, okay? Okay, so let me tell you a pretty, like, creepy one that you were kind of creeped out about. And that's the one with Lexi.
Oh, yeah.
So our daughter Lexi was, how old do you think she was? She
2 or
was still
3.
in diapers.
2 or 3. 2? Oh, she's still in diapers?
No, she wasn't in diapers. Never mind. She wasn't in diapers.
She's like 2 or 3, right?
Okay. So I had this dream that she was a baby and she was, like, on our bed and she was crying and crying and crying. I didn't know why. And then, like, I went to change her diaper, and in her diaper it was just, like, black tar. Like, it was nasty. Like, I went and I opened the diaper and it looked like it was just tar. Like, that's the only thing I can say. And so I started freaking out, like, what's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? And there was, like, this black cat that was sitting, like, laying next to her. And I guess that's when I kind of, because we don't have a cat and we didn't have a cat. So I guess that's kind of when I was, like, suspicious of, okay, this is just a dream, but I was still kind of like, what's wrong with her? So I started yelling at this cat, like, profusely yelling at this cat, like,
poor kitty.
What the, like, you tell me what's wrong with her right now, damn it. Like, you tell me what the hell is wrong with my kid. And so the cat, like, looks right at me and it, like, whispers, it's so creepy, it whispers, bladder, like, bladder. And then that's when I woke up and I was like, whoa, like, what the heck was that? And I told you about it and I was like, Brian, I have to tell you this dream because if something happens, I want you, because you always thought I was crazy about my dreams. You always thought things were just coincidental and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, I'm going to tell you this dream right now. That way when something happens later, you know that I dreamt this. And so I told you the dream, and of course you react the way you always react.
Lovingly and supportive?
Yeah. Okay, so what was really weird about that dream, too, was that the voice that said bladder was very familiar.
Did we figure out who it was?
No. To this day, I cannot come up with who it was that said that word. But it was so familiar. Like, to me, that's the creepiest part of all of it, is that 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 voice was just like a voice that I was so familiar with, but I still can't.
Any deceased relatives?
I can't figure out who it was. Like, any deceased relatives, I think about their voice and it wasn't their voice. Like, I don't know whose voice that was, but it was so familiar to me.
Anywho, what happened next after you woke up and told me?
So that was pretty much it. And I put it in the back of my mind. And we went home for Easter.
I thought this was while we were at home on Easter.
No, this was when we were in Copper's Cove. I had this dream when we were there.
Oh, I thought you had it and then like the next hour
we
or
were
two. Okay, cool.
No, so we drove home to go visit family for Easter and everything was good. Lexi ended up developing like a
fever?
No fever, not yet. She was developing a runny nose. And that was it. And she had like a little runny nose, thought it was allergies. So we gave her Benadryl. And then it wasn't until the nighttime that she started getting a fever. So we gave her Tylenol. And so we went to bed. And that was the night we stayed in your grandparents' RV.
Yes.
It was the first night we stayed in. Ever stayed in an RV.
And you hated it.
Yeah, I did. I was like, this is too small. I don't like it. But anyway, so we fell asleep. And I woke up to a bunch of anxiety. Like, I was like, something's wrong. Like, I don't feel right. Like, I'm sweating. I just, something, like, I have anxiety. Like, it's bad. And then I roll over to see if Lexi's okay, and she's burning up bad. And so we give her some more Tylenol, and it just doesn't work. And then she starts, like, shaking really bad. That was probably the scaredest I've ever been with her.
Story short, we end up in the hospital.
Yes, so she starts shaking really, really bad. And I'm like, well, we have to go to the hospital because this is not, like, it was just starting to freak me out. Like, this is not good. Like, I don't like seeing my kid shake like this. And her arms were just, like, flailing and her eyes were rolling in the back of her head. And it was ugly. Like, it was really, really bad. So we ended up going to the hospital. And then while we were there, we were getting checked in. And then I was like, I think I need to get checked. I feel so selfish that I said that at that moment my kid was in the hospital. But anyways, I was just like, all of a sudden I didn't feel good. Like, my heart was racing. Like, I couldn't breathe. I was sweating. Like, something's going on with me and I need to get checked out. So they were like, okay. So they check us in and then they separate us, which that was terrible because I can hear her like crying. We were like across the hall from each other and I can hear her crying when you were with her and I was in another room just sitting there waiting to be seen. Hold on, let me get to my notes. So I get evaluated. I can't attest to what you experienced with her over there, so you have a different point of view. But I get evaluated. And they were like, well, maybe you have, like, low electrolytes. Sometimes when you get, like, then you get shaky, you're low on potassium. But we're going to go ahead and run some tests and see if you're pregnant. So can you pee in this cup? So I was like, okay. Like, whatever. Just do it quick, please. Just whatever. And so they come back, and they're like, okay, so you're not pregnant. And I was like, yes. And then... And then they were like, but you have a UTI. And I was like, a UTI? Like, really? Because I didn't have any symptoms. Regular symptoms of a UTI. Like, nothing was there, okay? Everything was fine for me. Like, nothing. Had a little backache because I lifted too much at the gym and I screwed up my back for a while. So, no red flags for me. But I was like, okay, whatever, like, can I go? Because my daughter is across the hall. You can hear her screaming. And they were like, oh, that's your daughter? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, all right, we'll be back. And then they just left. And then I was just sitting there, and I was like, screw this. Like, I'm just going to get up and go. I already told the guy. I'm going to get up and go. And I went over there to...
You're just creeping outside the door.
I went over there to Lexi's hospital room. And I was, like, asking what was going on. And that's when her nurse walks in. And they were like, oh, she's got a UTI. And I was like, what? Like, how is that possible? Like, UTIs aren't really contagious. So, I got my shoulder.
That's disgusting.
UTIs really aren't contagious. So, that was just kind of a weird coincidence, I think. I don't know. But I think it's, like, really crazy to think that if I didn't get checked out, would they have tested her for a UTI?
If you would have just listened to the cat.
Probably not, because she just had a runny nose and a fever.
She had more than that. She was
shaking, but, I mean, fevers can cause seizures and stuff. But they would have never known to test her urine if I didn't get checked out. Like, that's just the weirdest thing to me. So, anyway, so what makes it everything weird is, hold on, I lost my spot. So, what makes it really weird is, like, we went home to celebrate Easter, because, like, we didn't sleep all night long. I remember being at the pharmacy, and it was daylight.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah. So, we went home, celebrated Easter with your parents, went to my parents, celebrated Easter there, and then came back. It was, like, dark, and we were walking up the driveway, and something just trips me, and I'm like, what the hell was that? And it was like, oh, it's just Halloween. And Halloween is their black cat. And I was like, wait a second. Like, black cat, tar in the diaper, bladder, UTI. Like, I started putting all this stuff together. And I was like, Brian, my dream. Like, my dream. Like, I dreamt that something was going to happen to her in the urinary tract. You know, like, I don't know. And it would be different if, like, she was having issues already when I had that dream. Because then it's like, oh, well, you know, you were dreaming about it and, you know, you knew she had symptoms of it. That's why you dreamt about it. But she was perfectly healthy before we even went home. It wasn't until the day after that she started getting sick. So I just think that one was like how can that be a coincidence?
You did have a streak there for a while of like 6 or 7 dreams that you would dream of, and
then something would come true, like
somebody would die or something would happen, or
yeah. But just stuff like that is just ugh. But yeah, you were like, don't talk to me.
I'm still like that.
Shut up, because you got so like, I don't know. I'm like, I told you I have these dreams and they come true like this. I'm not making this stuff up. I wish I was, because it scares the crap out of me too.
Let's dream up some lottery numbers. That'd be cool.
Yeah. But it's always the whispers. So I had this dream when I was a kid, right? I was really sad, okay? So I had this dream when I was a kid. Like, it wasn't really a dream. But, it sounded like I was going to cry a dream. It wasn't really a dream. But I was laying there. It was probably 12, 11. I was laying in bed, and I heard somebody whisper my name. And it just went really fast. It was like, Gracie. Like that.
Gracie.
Yeah, exactly. And I, like, opened my eyes, and I woke up. And, so I had realized that it was my uncle's voice. And right after that, I heard the phone ring. And then, like, things got pretty crazy after that, because that was the call that he was killed in an accident. So it was like, was he saying, like, goodbye before I guess he was already gone, but because I think my brother was the emergency contact, but I heard his whisper before I opened my eyes and woke up, and that's when the phone rang, and then that's when stuff got really scary after that, because yeah. But okay, so what's really weird about that, and my dad actually pointed this out to me, because I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but so, like, I want to say, like, a week or 2 before he passed away, we were at a party in San Antonio. And it was like time to go. And I wanted to ride with him because he was the cool uncle. He was 30 years old and I was 12, you know. We're older than him now, than when he died. But he was the cool uncle. And I was like, I want to go home with him. And my parents were like, no. But I was like, please. And then I got my way.
Of course.
I threw a fit and I got my way. And I remember, I was so excited because he had like this little, it was a Blue Ranger. My hair touched my arm and it freaked me out. It was like a cute little Blue Ranger and he was always so obsessed with it. And so I get in the truck with him, and like halfway home, I started sweating again. You know, the sweats that I get. Started sweating and started having like really, really bad feeling of like, I don't know. I can explain it now. It felt like doom. Like when you ask anybody that's having a panic attack, anxiety attack, that's what it feels like. It feels like doom. Like you're about to die or something bad is going to happen. You just don't know what. So I tell him like, I don't feel so good. And he loved his truck. And he was like, oh, hell no, you ain't going to throw up in my truck, little girl. And he starts like flashing my parents because they were driving behind us. And he starts flashing the lights at my parents to pull over.
Days before cell phones.
Yeah, days before cell phones. And so he goes around the truck and he takes me out, and then I go to my parents' truck. And so turns out that exact same spot that we got out at was the same spot that he was killed, head on, crashed. Like, how is that? I don't know. There's too many coincidences in my life. Like, that's the exact same spot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot to handle.
Like I say, you have a lot of
that I got like
dreams.
That I got sick at was the spot that he died. Yeah.
I wonder if that's related to your whole college issues of not panic attacks, but the sleep paralysis.
Yeah, sleep paralysis is kind of a...
Is that a topic in here?
No. So yeah, that's all that I'm going to share today.
Too much.
There's a little much to handle. Just because it kind of scares me a little bit. And I'm so afraid to like tap into it even more, because like sometimes I'm thinking about it and I'm like, what if I think too hard on this and it like opens a door and I'm like starting to see ghosts and shit everywhere. Like I am so afraid that's gonna happen to me. Like I don't want it. Take it back. I don't want it. It scares me. Okay, so let's move on from the personal stuff. Actually, we're still getting into personal stuff, but let's get into shadow people.
Ooh, what are shadow people?
Did you look at my notes?
No.
Okay, so I
just thought that was a good question to ask.
I was just going to ask you, Brian, what are shadow people?
They're people of the shadows, like the little things you see out of the corner of your eyes kind of thing, or what?
Yeah, good job. That's exactly what I wrote down. Listen.
Yay.
They are human-shaped shadows, most commonly reported as seeing them out of the corner of your eye. Peripheral vision. Like, I always think of, like, the movie Ghost, where...
With Patrick Swayze?
Yeah, and Demi Moore, and, like, when the bad people die...
Whoopi.
And Whoopi Goldberg, yeah. When the bad people die, the ghosts, they come out of... Or the shadows, they come out, and they're like... Oh,
that was so bad.
They, like, drag them to hell, I guess. But, you know, some people actually think they're aliens or time travelers.
Why would a time traveler be so hidden? Aliens, I get. Time travel's just silly.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe,
what?
Like, they want to be hidden. They don't want people to know that they're time traveling. Because then everybody's going to get on board.
Or they can just, like, walk normally and no one will think twice about it.
Okay.
Don't wear a sign that says, I'm a time traveler.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
That's just
Who's
dumb.
that celebrity that people think's a time traveler? Nicolas Cage.
Why?
I don't know. Look it up, guys, because I didn't do my research on that. But now we're rolling. We're
right.
rolling.
Sorry about that. Didn't want the kids to answer the door.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so celebrity time traveling is cool. But,
okay, so we were talking about shadow people.
And what they are?
Yeah. So anyways, let me
Aliens. Hear me out. Aliens.
No. People just have their own kind of versions of it. I think they're just maybe, I don't know, people that are here to take you.
Or just
warn you, or I don't know.
stuff out of your peripheral.
Okay, so
you see movement. And...
here's a little story that I have. Not a story, but it's just a little snippet. So before I'm going back to my uncle again. So before my uncle died, about maybe like a couple weeks to, I don't know, a couple days to a week before he passed away, he started talking about seeing shadows in his house, like in his room. And I heard him talking to my dad about it, and he lost sleep over it. He was scared. Like, he was like, I don't know what to do. I can't sleep anymore. And I don't know what Dad told him, but I just remember that conversation because obviously it is a terrifying conversation. And then he dies like a week later. So that's creepy. I hate talking about that kind of stuff. But that to me, that's just like, what if they're here to like warn you?
I mean, I am curious about prior to death around people. About what they see, what they feel, what's happening.
Yeah.
It's different versions. Like, talking to your dad, I don't think he saw shadow people, but he saw other things.
Okay, so hold on.
Let
me tell you. So I know you already know this, but
they don't.
Yeah. So my mom was like really sick. The last time she was actually really, really sick, right? Like the last thing that did her in. She was she got another blood clot in her lungs. So she was in the hospital, and Dad was like sitting at the foot of her bed, just kind of in the chair. And he was sitting there, and he saw this black mass shadow thing come out from underneath the bed and kind of like go over the bed. And he, of course, just starts yelling at it to go away. And I mean, it dissipated, but he saw a shadow. And
did we go over with your dad at yelling at things?
Yeah,
we talked about that last
time. So what happens next is actually kind of a little, like, it has to be tied into it, okay? So there was this nurse that came in right after that, and she was talking to Mom and Dad, and she was like, "Oh, what happened? Like, y'all seem a little scared, you know?" And I mean, I don't remember the conversation that my dad told me that happened, but he said that she was really nice, and she was like this nice black woman, and like that. I mean, that was pretty much it. And then she left, and a couple hours go by, and Mom was like talking to the night nurse, and she was like, "Oh, where's that other lady? Like, she was really, really nice." And they were like, "Oh, you know, what was her name?" And Mom was like, "I don't know. She was a pretty black girl." And they're like, "What? Who? Like, who?" And Mom was like, "Yeah, she was just really pretty, and she was a really pretty black woman." And they're like, "We don't have anybody." Well, one, we didn't have anybody working that, you know, is black. And my mom was like, "Well, she was here this morning." And so this lady like gets a little teary-eyed, right? And then
I forgot about this story.
So that was weird. And then like she like starts calling all the other nurses in, and they're like, she was like, "Tell them what you said. Tell them what you said." And Mom and Dad were like what? Like, there was this lady here this morning, and she was talking to us, and they were just like, one lady was like, "Honey, we haven't had a black woman in this department since a couple months ago when one died. Like, our friend died." And my mom was like, "Well, she's still here." So that's really crazy. Like, I don't know. That's nuts to me. So they were all just like going crazy, like, "Oh no," like telling all the other nurses to come in and have Mom tell her story and stuff. And that's just crazy. And then, of course, Mom ends up dying that October. So that happened in January. She died that October, and then Dad died the next October. That's crazy. Coincidences or signs or
Fact or fiction?
fact or fiction. Isn't that a show?
I forget. Isn't it with Dean Cain?
I don't know.
It's like a Believe It or Not kind of thing. I forget.
But
if anybody even remembers who Dean Cain is anymore.
I don't even know who that is.
Superman.
Who's that?
Lois and Clark, Superman. Dean Cain. How do you not know who Dean Cain is?
I don't know.
He's a host of half the shows. He's like Mario Lopez of nowadays.
Okay, so we go from scary ass shadow people to Mario Lopez.
It's a lead in.
Okay, so one of the most common shadow people is the Hat Man. He scares the crap out of me.
Oh, I've heard of this. This is the one you talked about me before.
He is at least 6 feet tall.
Tall dude.
Described as wearing a fedora type hat.
I thought it was a bowler.
No, it's like a fedora type hat. A trench coat, and he has red glowing eyes. He's always seen just observing. He never really interacts or anything. He's always seen like in the corner observing. And a lot of people on hospice, which is so sad, a lot of people on hospice actually say the same thing. Like they have the same stories of this Hat Man. He often appears during times of trauma or aggression. So, like if domestic violence situations, he'll like appear, and then like depression or sadness. Like I guess maybe that could be a whole hospice thing. Like if they have family and there's things are depressed and people are crying and all that kind of stuff. Dude, when Dad was on hospice, this is probably getting too personal, but when Dad was on hospice, I would ask him, like, I told him about this hat person, and I was like, if you see him, you better tell me. Like, I want to know everything. Like, I want to know.
Do you though?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
I do. I was like, Dad, if you see something coming at you, you tell me. You tell me. I want to know. But he never really saw this hat person, so.
He saw a lot of other stuff.
He saw a lot of other things, and that is for a whole nother podcast later on. But
it's for a therapy podcast.
Let's call that one. Therapy session, yes. But he's global, seen all over the world, heard about.
So fedoras travel internationally.
All over the world. He's often seen during sleep paralysis. Now, I get sleep paralysis, not as often as before.
I think the weighted blanket helps.
No, that keeps you down.
But it helps calm you.
Not as often as before, but I used to get really, really bad sleep paralysis. And that tied into, or me controlling my dreams kind of helped with that. But it made it worse at the same time, because if I couldn't control that sleep paralysis, then I freaked out because I was not in control, for sure. But yeah, he's often seen during sleep paralysis, which is kind of creepy. There's actually a book about him on Amazon. I don't want to know any more about him, quite honestly.
Really? I'm surprised you have not bought that one yet.
No. That one scares me. Like, I feel like that's probably like the Grim Reaper.
I mean, maybe they work together.
Yeah. I feel like
he could be the scouting party for the Grim Reaper.
Okay, let's not talk about it anymore. Get some bad juju. Okay.
Grim Reaper's boss has assignments for him. Gives him the assignments.
Okay, let's talk about our urban legend for today.
Okay, the goat lady.
No, the donkey lady.
The donkey lady of San Antonio.
Of San Antonio.
Texas.
Texas, yes. For those who... There's another San Antonio somewhere in there.
There's the San Antonio Mountains down the road.
That's true.
Like,
so,
60
do you
miles
know
away.
Anything about this donkey lady?
Not a thing, honestly. I've heard it. I don't know the legend. I don't know anything about it.
So, I have on my phone... Let me read. Okay. So, the donkey lady. The tale has been around long enough that there are multiple versions of it.
Ooh.
Supposedly it all started when a farming family living outside of San Antonio, maybe Lavernia.
I was like, which outside? North, south, east, or west?
Right? Met a horrific end. The farmer set fire to his home, murdered his children, and left his wife horribly disfigured. Her fingers were melted down to stumps, creating hoof-like appendages, and the skin on her face was charred and gave her face an elongated donkey-like appearance. Grieving the loss of her children and the betrayal of her husband, she haunts Elm Creek and torments those who try to cross.
Where's Elm Creek at?
Where is Elm Creek at?
I feel like I've been there.
Oh, I'm sure we have. I feel like everybody who
Google Elm Creek
in San Antonio it's the bridge.
You already Googled it?
No, but I do remember. Let's see. A stranger who came across the family in his travels. In this version, the family... Okay, so this is a different version. In this version, the family keeps a donkey, and the stranger begins to beat it mercilessly until they chase him away. Later that night, he returns and sets their home on fire, killing the farmer and the children. The mother forces her way out of the house, screaming in agony, her body already disfigured to resemble a donkey. She chases the cruel arsonist away and falls into the river, but her body is never found. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, see, I've never heard of this. Some folks claim to have witnessed a creature with a donkey's face screaming at them from the window, and later found hoof-like indentions in their car. Many people hear rushing hoof claps when they visit. See, I've never... Actually, when we were little, when we were like in elementary school, we would talk about all of this stuff. And the donkey lady was one of them, but I completely forgot about it.
It's south of UTSA. Not UTSA, Palo Alto area.
South of Palo Alto?
Yeah, close to 1604. So just to the...
I'm pretty sure I've been there.
No, we have. It's past Elmendorf.
Yeah, we should talk about...
That's close to home.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty close to home. We should talk about the train track one. Should we add like a little urban legend thing to all of our podcasts? Like at the end of it, we just talk about one?
I mean, if we have nothing else to talk about. But I think the train track one's extremely popular that most people will know.
No, that's a San Antonio thing.
Well, I don't know, are a lot of our people from San Antonio?
Yeah, some of them are. But a lot of people don't know these things. It's not something they grew up with.
So if you're not from the San Antonio area, let me know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
But the train tracks, I mean, you want to go over it real quick? Or?
Sure. Do you
It's
know?
just basically, I want to say way back in the 60s, 50s, 40s. It's a long time ago. School bus was crossing this train track when it ran out of power, ran out of gas, broke down. But it broke down on the train tracks at a time when the train was coming, which unfortunately killed most of the children on board.
Yeah.
So they weren't able to get off in time, train. This is a real historic accident. You can Google it and look it up. But the legend goes now, if you put baby powder on the back of your truck, and I don't think this railroad track runs anymore. I think it's just the tracks there.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But if you were to park on this railroad track, put baby powder on there, and put your car in neutral, your car would actually roll uphill off the train tracks. And the legend, and then if you look at the baby powder, you'll see a bunch of little handprints.
Little hands.
That are pushing you.
They push you to safety.
Yeah, so that's the whole legend. People go all the time and do it, and it's
We
proven.
actually did it when we were kids, because my aunt, my tia Rosa, I like it because it's
Tortillas.
What is it? Tortillas. My aunt used to live down the street from there, and I remember we all just packed into a car one day, and everybody did it. I had no idea what we were doing. I was way too little for this. I had absolutely no idea. I don't know what, but I just remember sitting in the car and everybody was like, "Oh my god!" People were screaming and stuff because apparently it was happening. So, but I experienced it, I guess.
I mean, I have plenty of friends who went down there and done that. Now you can look at some debunking stuff and reasons
there's
why,
a couple
and there's
of
scientific stuff like there, but that's the urban legend from it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get to some questions.
I love
questions. Questions, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
What is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear,
besides losing your family members and your kids dying and all that stuff. We're all afraid of that stuff. What's your biggest fear?
Like scary fear, like Halloweenish style?
No, it doesn't have to be.
Oh crap, you put me on the spot. I'm so scared of everything.
Okay, I'll go first.
What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is hitting a pedestrian. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to run over somebody someday. And I'm not a terrible driver. I'm a good driver. I watch out for pedestrians all the time because I'm terrified that I'm going to either run over a little kid, like back into a little kid, or just completely run over a child. That's one of my biggest fears. Yeah, that's it. And I can go on. I'll wait.
I was like, I have a lot of little fears. I don't know if I have a biggest one.
You're not scared of nothing or what?
I'm scared of a lot of things. It's just nothing like, oh my God, this is my biggest fear. It's like, no, you put me in a situation, I'm going to be scared of it. Okay. Like, that's a good one. I mean, me lost in the desert, not knowing where to go, also makes me scared.
So maybe being lost.
Sure.
Oh, like being lost is a pretty good fear, though.
Like, I hope I can have enough sense around me to figure out which way to go and how to best get calm, but it's always nerve-wracking, especially if the weather starts turning south on you.
Okay.
But
I got another question. Which scary movie would you survive in, and why?
Scary movie? Does The Purge count as a scary movie?
Yeah.
I feel The Purge because I feel I can avoid major cities and go hide out for a couple, 12-hour period and not see people.
Okay.
I think that's the easiest one to survive. You don't want to be caught unless somebody's has your number and they're coming right after you specifically.
Yeah.
I still feel I can get in a vehicle and drive for 12 hours somewhere.
Just drive away.
Just drive away off some desert road or something like that and, hide out in the RV. I'd have a few guns with me. I feel I can make it's 12 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel I can make 12 hours of just avoiding people.
Hide.
Especially since I know it's coming up and it's not like boom, all of a sudden it happens unsurprising to you.
I'm going to wipe your sweat again.
But yeah, I'm going to go with The Purge.
I stuck my finger in your mouth.
That was awesome.
It was exciting.
A little salty.
I would say the Freddy Krueger movies. I think I can take them. I'm powerful in my dreams. I can kick his ass.
I could take him. I wouldn't just because I'd forget every night. I was like, did I have a bad dream? I don't remember.
I think I could take him.
I'd die pretty quick.
Yeah,
because I'd make the same mistake over and over again. It's like, crap.
I can see that happening. What wouldn't you survive in? What scary movie would you not survive in?
Anything with zombies.
Really?
So let's think of the premise of zombies. Zombies outnumber humans 90-1, basically. So for 90% of the world is now zombies. What makes me think I'm so special that I'm going to be that lucky 10%? Not to mention with the military, everything else that they're going to push us forward to help curb.
You really thought about this.
Oh yeah. I love everybody's who's my zombie apocalypse? You're all going to die in the first 2 days of this thing. Yeah. And then unless you're on a camping trip and isolated away from people.
Yeah.
One, if you're in city, you're screwed. We might be a little lucky, but we're still in an urban population. We have no way really out unless we're going off-roading through a desert and we don't have a lot of supplies. And there's not a lot of things we can do out here to survive long-term because we're in the middle of a desert. Okay. So water and food. No way, and just take me as a zombie. I'm going to go early with the first batch and we're just going to go in hordes around the world.
Who's to say you don't immediately turn into a zombie like everybody else?
I'm going to say, I'm going to be walking around and it's hey man, are you hurt? Oh, let's help this dude out. Boom, I'm bit. I'm well... I'll slap you and I'm going to go join you.
Okay, so, wait. What wouldn't I survive? I think I would not survive in Saw. I'm not good at games. I'm not good at under pressure. With that under pressure. I'm not good under pressure. I think I'd die pretty quickly in Saw. Yeah. Yeah, that's
what about, the puzzle room one?
No, nothing with puzzles. No. My brain doesn't work like that. Okay, so out of friends and family, who would you take with you into your zombies? The ones that you will not survive, who's going to help you to survive?
Who's going to help me survive out of friends and family?
Mm-hmm. Drop some names, I want to hear them.
Oh, honestly.
Okay, so I think you need a bait. Who's going to be the bait?
Aaron. My sister.
Your sister. Okay. Who's going to be the smart one? Or is that you?
Well, you just got to give me a group. It's just who we end up around. Say it's just my immediate family of my sisters.
Families and friends.
So, if Michelle would hook me up, she's the brains.
I think Michelle's got the good ideas.
Yeah.
She's okay, guys, we're going to do this. Like whenever she went to the airport and skipped the entire line.
Yeah, she's quick. Like I said, I'll have Michelle on my team.
Yeah, she's so.
Just don't trust her on trivia.
Okay, that's not bad talk.
Still bitter about that.
Hey, she ditched us that one time. Okay, so that's it. That's who you would take with you.
I mean, I'm just going to family.
I guess we gotta take somebody slow with us.
Aaron.
Aaron. I think me and you would be a good team.
I feel you have a lot of diet restrictions that are gonna, and
Oh,
you sleeping
fine.
outside. I don't know. I feel like you slow me down.
I'll survive, man.
Longer than me,
I'm a
probably.
survivor.
I'll make a decision, just go with it, and well, this decision sucked. But we're committed at this
We're
point.
committed, yeah. Hey, I'd have your back, yo.
Do we have to take the kids? I feel they'll slow us down.
No, our kids are gone.
Oh, poor little souls. We'll avenge them.
Avenge them.
Who are you taking?
Who am I taking? I told you. I guess we'll both take Aaron as bait.
I really hope Aaron watches this.
I guess we'll find out. We'll
Get an
find
angry
out.
phone call.
No, she knows we joke with her all the time. That's what she's there for. I would take you. I would take Michelle. I need somebody fast. I think I'd take Tony. Because he's
Fast, but is he durable?
He's got good ideas sometimes, though. But sometimes he's got really bad ideas. Yeah. But...
Hey, a broken clock's twice right a day.
Huh? Oh, okay. I got it. I would take Tony, just because I know he'd have my back, too. That's pretty much it, I think.
Can I bring the
think
Winchester?
everybody else is just, like... They're all gonna just die. Like, they start...
I plan on being, like, a zombie apocalypse. I plan on being with them. I don't think I'm anything special that's going to make it through the first invasion here.
And we have endurance. I think we have endurance. And I have experience of just making stuff happen. Like, I can survive, okay? I
feel like you do that with, like, slasher movies. Like, we're talking Screams, we're talking stuff like that. I think we're good
you
there.
You would push me in front of that
With the
scream masked guy and just...
Yeah, I said I would survive.
You'd sacrifice me.
It would be remembered, and I'll put it in your...
You'd be like, I love you, babe, and then... Okay, we're rambling. That is a wrap for our Spooky October series. I'm sad.
What are we going to do next month?
I don't know.
Festive Thanksgiving series?
No.
That's horrible.
We're just going to have to do this again next year. I think it was
Let us know if you
fun.
like this. If not, we'll do it again. If not,
We'll do
see.
it again next year. We'll be in a completely different spot, different area, where we're going to Kansas, and they have going to Leavenworth. Leavenworth is super haunted.
This place is super haunted.
Yeah, but Leavenworth. Okay, that's not a challenge. Leavenworth is haunted, so we'll see what happens there. I will be doing a live on Halloween. Hopefully, I can get everything together. Doing a live on Halloween to tell y'all some more stories that I have that I didn't get time to do here. That's it.
Comment. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, and what you want to hear. Thanks. You have a great Halloween.
Bye.
Bye.